So this question says we should graph indicating all typical information requested. So we're kind of on our own to interpret that, so we can be kind of liberal, but we're trying to explain it as if to a colleague. So first of all, we factor out the x for sure. There we go. And well, it looks like it's just going to factor further. There we go. Let's say you've completely forgotten how to factor. Well, you should be able to factor the x out. I can't help you with that. I mean, I can, but come to my office. But once you factored it down this far, then this piece here, if for some reason you forgot how to factor, you could use the quadratic formula to get you out of that jam. Okay, so that is an acceptable thing to forget. And then the quadratic formula would tell you that the roots are 1 and the discriminant would be 0. So you'd know you'd have a double root. And if the root is going to be, so your roots would be 0, 1, and 1 would be repeated. So once you know that, then you can reconstruct the factored polynomial. Okay, so there's a x-intercept and a y-intercept at the origin, and then there's a double root here, and the way I draw that is a dot with a circle around it to remind myself that it's a turnaround point. So I don't know at this point if it turns around underneath or above, but it's going to turn around. Alright, so I'm looking at this x cubed, and there's no negative sign in front of it, so I know that eventually I go off to positive infinity. So this must turn around like so, but it has to make a hump and dive down. That's, you know, this is not a perfect picture because remember I've told you in class that for any cubic, the max and the min are all in a line with another special point called a point of inflection, and this thing is perfectly symmetric about its point of inflection right there. Okay, but I didn't draw it perfectly, but your eye should be able to correct that. Okay, this is supposed to be an easy question, and hopefully you think so. That is plenty of information. Okay, x-intercepts 0 and 1, y-intercept at 0.